Hey guys, welcome back. This is MrHardcoreMode where nothing's easy. Welcome back to more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We are going to continue on, probably to the inconspicuous camp, I believe I want to go to, or the underground hideout. I don't think I can go to the underground hideout yet. I know Heaven's Edge is close by, but let's go to this camp, see what's going on, and just go from there, alright? Appreciate, love what you guys do. Thanks for coming on by. And if you'd like to see more, you know what to do, and let's go. Okay. We are all rested up. Let's go here. Into this area. I brought Reginald because I freaking love him. I'm gonna make him a tank. Definitely making him. Why are you at the front? I'm like, why are you at the front? You know who can be here up in the front? Is you. Right there. Right there. I like that. Nenio. Right there. Let's start off with that. Inconspicuous camp and what in the world? Elven notes. A page from a note. The text is written in ancient runic. Oh. Maybe I can give it to Storyteller. Wherever the hell he is. The hell is this guy? An aged Gobbled sitting by the small campfire greets you with an amicable gesture. He doesn't reach for his weapon or hiss threateningly. All in all, his behavior is highly unusual for one of his kind. His clothes look quite unusual too. Not many kobolds opt for human clothing, nor do they adorn their possessions with spikes or scales. Greetings, my name is Krinchuk. I am alone here, so you may safely come closer. He speaks smoothly without the unusual kobold hissing. Moving slightly aside, the kobold points to the carcass of a small animal on a stick roasting over the fire. Dinner will be ready soon. He readies dinner? Okay. What are you cooking? Judging by its ears and hind leg, its hair, it's like, or maybe it's a tiger, depending on your point of view, I suppose. Don't try to be cute, kobold. It doesn't suit you. Shut up, Camilla. Let this cute kobold do the thing he does. You ninny. I'm as charming as they come. Yo, go ahead. Go ahead, Kryn. I'm gonna call you Kryn. Was it you who left that note? Shrugs. Of course. Who else would it be? I wanted to make sure you were interested in the information I could provide. Who are you? As I've already mentioned, my name is Krennic, at your service. He offers a short bow. I am a traveler and a friend to the crusade. I can be your friend too if you are tolerant towards kobolds. He utters the word tolerant with a shocking ease, as if he is something other than a narrow-minded and savage subterranean beast. So wait. He's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna mention that. Okay, he's doing his best here. What did you want from me? I want nothing from you. I'm asking for nothing. I'm simply offering help. I sympathize with your cause, so I would like to provide whatever support I can from time to time. Does that work for you? Kobold stops and looks at you expectantly. How exactly could you help me? With advice, mostly. Throughout my life, I've seen a lot, and a piece of timely advice can be extremely valuable. Don't you agree? Of course, if your advisor is a kobold, the merits are not so obvious. But you're in luck. This kobold right here is extensive knowledge of a variety of matters that you may find useful someday. After some thought, he nods towards the campfire. One more thing I have to offer is this hair after it's cooked. I do want some of that hair. How do you know so much about demons? He gives you a long and heavy look. I've had some experience with them. I don't want to go into details right about now. All I could say is that after a rather short while, and not even hostile encounter with them, I stopped eating meat for several years. Wow. Well, what's the catch? No catch. I'm acting wholly altruistic reasons, but my motives are something I would rather not reveal. Turns his face to you, and his wrinkles become more visible to the glow in the fire. We just met 5 minutes ago. Don't you think it's too early to expect complete candor just yet? As I have already told you, I'm a friend of the Crusade. You should choose to trust me, or you can leave. I offer your help and ask for nothing in return, so your question is simple. Thank you, we would appreciate the help. Nods agreeably. Then we have a deal. You won't regret your decision. Just drop by my camp every now and then so we can have a word. Perhaps I'll be able to give you some useful tips. Pulling a knife, the traveler carefully cuts off 2 strips of meat from the roasted hare. He throws one into the toothy maw, while graciously offering the other to you. Strange animal for sure, but it seems edible. The energies of the whirlwind mask everything in the illusion. Harmless looking animals try to eat you for dinner. Dangerous paths appear to be straight roads, and your enemies, sometimes your enemies, can be look like your friends. He squints and looks deeply into your eyes. Wait, let me read what he just said again. Well, that's very true. We did run into somebody like that. Have you ever been in a situation like this? First you think a person is your friend and ally, but then the scales fall from your eyes, and you realize they are actually your sworn enemy. So you catch this person, you tie them up, and then you start thinking, how should you treat them now? Like your enemy? Like your former friend? It's hard to decide. What would you do if one of your friends turned out to be a traitor? He's not talking about somebody specific. Those who have lost their way must be saved. We need to help them return to the path of righteousness. Did some cleric tell you that? And have you ever even one of those who return to the path of righteousness? Stop listening to others and use your head. We're not talking about children here. The decision to collaborate with demons is a little different from yanking on the family's cat's tail. To make such a decision, a person would have to be a truly vile scumbag. Oh, just where do you people get this beautiful naivety from? Something in Craig's voice sounds mercilessly like cold steel. If you catch a traitor, grab them and shake them till they spill everything they know. Some need to be tortured, other rules will crack in your threat, and their family, or bribe them with promises of mercy and gold. Wring the traitor dry, like a rag mop. Okay, I see what he says. You got really worked up there. Who, me? Not at all. You say that like you're an expert on kobolds, as if you can intuit our deepest feelings and emotions. He's like, I guess you're right. What matters most is doing what's best for the cause. Kobold shakes his head, pretending not to care. Maybe I am right. Maybe I am wrong. I was just sharing my opinion. Then again, if we're discussing traitors, it's fortunate that betrayal is not reserved for mortals alone. Demons stab each other in the back far more frequently. The rumor is that there are at least 2 demon stashes within Dresden, filled with arms and supplies that were stolen by the Scariites and Baphamites, and vice versa. One of them is near the entrance of the fortress, while the other one lies by the entrance of the citadel. Nice. Well, that is valuable information. Of course it is. I wouldn't waste your time. Cracks his knuckles, gives you an inquisitive look. I hope that when the time comes for you to make real decisions instead of hypothetical ones, your wisdom won't fail you. Just one bad choice can turn a revered leader into a disgraced pariah. I've seen it happen before. I lived through something like that. My tribe suffered a disaster caused by just one bad choice. Can you even imagine? The kobold squints sadly, his shoulders slumping a bit. With a sigh, he begins to talk. I don't like telling the story, but it might be useful if you know it. Perhaps it will serve as a warning. Will you tell me? I was born into a mighty and proud tribe of the Night Ruby. Our caves were vast, our mine shafts were rich in quartz and metals, and our underground lakes were brimming with fish. And of course, we had plenty of slaves. The Night Ruby was a model of Cobalt success. It was a tight-knit, greedy, and aggressive tribe that intimidated even a few of the nearby human settlements. But there was a few underlying our power. Long ago, a leader of the tribe signed a pact with the devils, promising them the soul of every tribe member in exchange for help and a prosperity. Wait, what? Wait, what? The soul of every tribe member in exchange for help and prosperity. What? Why? You guys were already thriving. Why do it? Since then, every new All-Watcher had to agree to the pact, and the power of the tribe grew, as did the number of lost souls. It was like that until our leader, Urmak, came to power. She was a principled and proud elder who didn't want to bend the knee to hell, so she refused to sign the pact, and all kinds of calamities befell our tribe. The tribe was attacked by its neighbors. At the devil's instigation, epidemics broke out. Then our slaves rebelled. They came after their former masters in the dead of night. Our clutches of eggs were ravaged, our altars were desecrated, and our warriors were slain in their burrows. The slaves paid us in full for our cruelty and arrogance. They hunted us, chased us down through the caves and mine shafts, level by level. When we were finally left alone, we had no idea where we were. All we saw around us was darkness, and lurking in that darkness we were bloodthirsty and dangerous predators. After raising his voice dramatically, Kryn suddenly stops. Then he adds with a teasing smile, "I think this moment is enough of a cliffhanger to stop there." Hmm. Hmm. Have you heard about my unusual powers? I've heard that either extremely lucky or quite the opposite. You survived the massacre in Canabreas just to our spearhead a new suicide mission. On the other hand, you survived then, and most likely will survive now. Hmm. You mentioned you know a lot about the demons. My humble knowledge is at your disposal. What are the demons' main weakness? It's the fact that they are hostages to their own nature, and by their nature, demons are just a bunch of mad apes, a grotesque parody of ordinary chaos. You don't need to make a bunch of apes angry, you just give one of them a banana and arm the other with a stick. They'll kill each other without your direction. Oh, wow. How do you know so much about demons? Well, we already know. Do you know anything about wounds inflicted by demons that first appear, then disappear later on, and reappear again? Do I need to resort to platitudes such as the weirdness tricks can be expected from demons, or can I just skip to that part? I've never heard of anything like that. Okay. I'd like to know more about you. I'm flattered, but that's what's so special about me? What do you do? A traveling bard? Okay. Why did you decide to come here to the World Moon? I just don't like it when the residents of the lower planes get involved in the lives of mortals. I firmly believe that we don't need any advisors to help us hand our own affairs. We need overlords even less. Well, you're definitely different from other kobolds. So you were expecting... My life has given me opportunities to communicate with beings from other races, so I found a common language with them. Hmm. Tell me about your tribe. Oh, he already told me. Okay, I have to go. Good luck. I believe you'll need it. Let me see him. Yeah, he's got a hat on and everything. Oh, that was interesting.
Might be trap, might be treasure.
A wand of dimension door. Nice. Speaking of which...
My tail is restless.
Didn't he just get a new ability? You just got a new ability. Got one for there. Dimension door. Can't use those yet. Okay, I see. What about you? Can't use that ability yet. There's also fireball. Fireball! I think that's good. Yeah, we're good. So somebody is betraying me. I wonder if it's Camilla. It's always been Camilla. It's always been Camilla. When has it not been Camilla? Okay. We're out of that area. I want to go to the underground hideout, but I don't see any spots for that. There's a demon army over there. Let's go here. You've spotted enemies. We can evade it. Any enemy fort blocks your way. That is a lot of those. Okay. Scroll of Grace. Scream. Don't think I can do that. Oh, we're running out of certain ingredients. Okay. Yes, cleric boy. The weather graph for the wound looks exactly as I described. Excellent work. But what inspirational value do the flowers and the little people add? Oh. They are allegorical depictions of the times of year in the cardinal directions. Sometimes symbols tell us more than numbers do. I don't know, Sir Soul. I don't know. Group manager. I'll take about a day. Change him out. Alright, here we go. This is his area. Oh, we're straight to it, huh? Happy to serve you, Knight Commander. Oh boy. Wait, so this place is just straight? Okay.
My not so numerous, but nonetheless dearest guests. About a year ago at my last birthday party, I assured you all that I nurtured a deep-seated hatred for boring people who give protracted speeches in the misplaced belief that their inner thoughts are of any interest to anyone but themselves. Now I am a whole year older, and also a full-fledged crusader, an honorable position that requires me to be as dull, pedantic, and vexing as I possibly can. Therefore, a speech it is.
Okay.
The revered cleric Nestrin, my guardian and tutor, often told me that those who live a sinful life may expect to join the abyssal hordes after they die. This is why their path is the most despicable of all. A part of their soul may return to Mendev in the abominable form of a demonic invader. Every time we see a demon, we might as well think about it. What if this wretched creature used to be your great-great-grandfather? What if certain parts of this pointy-tailed beauty used to belong to your pious cousin? They say that the demons represent the sins of the souls they are made of. Succubi emerge out of lustful souls.
Yeah.
Vandals turn into Abracandilu.
Yeah.
Gluttons become Nabasu. I, for one, am determined to commit as many different sins as possible, so that the distributive mechanism of the abyss breaks when it tries to decide what to do with my soul.
Oh, it's gonna be a long episode.
You, my dearest guests, will be my assistants in this complicated task. Eat, drink, and indulge yourselves in whatever vices you can. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it. Live every day like it's your last. After all, nobody knows when that day will arrive, do they?
It's how interesting. Did you find anything interesting? Nothing, really. I just took note of the few things. I attempted to find out whether anything unusual or mysterious has happened to the Count over the last 10 years. During my conversations with his acquaintances, two people noted that he never speaks of the revered Nestrin, the priest of Iomade who was his guardian and tutor, yet he just mentioned Nestrin in his speech, whatever that might mean. You told me that you tried to find out if anything odd had happened to Darren over the last 10 years. Some of his servants complained about strange occurrences in the house, like objects moving by themselves or candles going out. Of course, that could simply be a figment of their imagination. It is also very well known that the Count often invites various spellcasters to entertain him and encourage them to use their magic in mischievous ways. Practically, the whole Mendev knows the story about the three drunk wizards and their teleportation race across the roofs of Canabreas after a party at the Count's house. What I'm trying to say here is that any fluctuations in residual magics at his house are not at all surprising. There was the matter of the abduction, however. A gang of bandits kidnapped the Count, hoping for a ransom, but the only reward they got was death. Afterward, the Count told everyone that he had hired the bandits himself as a joke. The other mercenary squad that freed him and executed the bandits was also in his employee. Oh my gosh, nobody really wanted to delve too deep into the case after confirming the identities of those wretched cutthroats. But there was one disturbing fact about it at all, and I don't mean the Count's bizarre idea of fun. The mercenaries who supposedly freed him had also cut off the bandits' heads after they had already killed him. Their heads were cut off? You mean the bandits who attacked Darren? Yeah, perhaps I wouldn't have even noticed that detail had I not visited Heaven's Edge. Right after the tragic incident, I remember that we only found several headless bodies, both of guests and demons. We thought they had been decapitated during the fight. My companions have been finding several heads among their belongings recently. Strange things like this weren't a problem before Darren joined the party. That's true. What? That is an alarming coincidence. Now we have another reason to conduct an investigation. It is crucial that we find out what exactly happened at that tragic fest. It's like, what do we need to do? Now that's the hardest part. I need to dive deep into the past of this place, which requires casting several different spells over some time. It would be very convenient for me if nobody interrupted the process, especially the Count himself. I don't think he remembers my face, but a suspicious stranger casting unknown spells might attract his attention. All in all, what I want you to do is to distract the master of the house. Right now he is playing host in the very place I'd like to start with. How should I distract him? I don't know. Maybe your companions can assist somehow, or you can take a look around. Perhaps there's something that can help us. Okay, understood. All right. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious. Nobles, drunk nobles, more drunk nobles, and more drunk nobles. I'll take that free loot. Thank you. Is that the court right there?
Head on!
Oh, land would be perfect. Land might actually be perfect. So I've somehow landed at a party of a royal brat. Go figure. You never know, or if you'll ever get the chance to rest. Have some fun. Okay, well, that's true. I adore this estate. So much beauty, so many quiet nooks. This place is pretty small. This estate could be remade into a formidable defensive outpost. It should be it should be expropriated for the sake of the war effort, and the owners compensated after victory is secured. Always thinking about work. Knowledge of the world. Okay. There's an occasional trace of older masonry and foundations. It looks like... Wait, what? It looks like the building was reconstructed several times. Probably because they party way too hard. Okay. I'll take the loot. That's blocked up. Door is sealed. It looks like it hasn't been opened in a very long time. That's pretty suspect. It leads back to the party. Nice place, nice place. More stuff. Yeah, sure. What kind of braces are these? These braces allow the wearer to cast healing spells without provoking attack opportunity. They also grant +2 on concentration checks. Might as well give it to you. Yep, that's everything. Okay, so we need to do something in the courtyard, and we need something to distract the whole thing. Nenio would be honestly perfect. This place is dirty as hell. Oh, it's that count that we saw. Nice. Door sealed. It looks like it hasn't been opened in a very long time. Okay, this place is pretty broken down. Yep, been open very long time. And I think that's it. First thing to do, let's talk to Ember and Nenio. I don't like it here. This party is stupid. Now he's back to a child. Physical premise for mortals' attraction to the sites of mass murder or gluttony. He's like, which article for my encyclopedia should I focus on now? Oh, I should talk to Woljit. Everything here is just so sparkly. I'm just gonna take a look at this thing and put it right back. Should I just get drunk?
I won't take that.
You won't take the drink. Okay. Well, I need to distract him some way. I've always considered myself an atheist, not a theist, not a hero. When doomsday comes, I thought I'd pour myself a glass or 100-year-old wine, sit in the front row and just watch the world burn. Playing the violin was just an option. Now I'd be damned if I know how I ended up in the Fifth Crusade. How did I become the companion of a hero chosen by Onyomade? Perhaps this is your chance to finally do something worthwhile. What do you want me to do then? Dance the waltz on Dresden's ramparts with a charming courtesan? Sounds worthwhile to me. You do remember that you are still my field attaché and whatever that says. Something count. I demand a report of all your work so far. Is like in half an hour. There are easier ways of saying, Darren RJ, I hate you, you know. A report, then fine, Commander, you shall have a report. I can't believe that worked. Okay. I see that you did your part, Commander. Thank you. Now get ready to watch and listen closely. I will unravel the past of this place and try to show you whatever I find. Oh, the past. The hum of voices, laughter, and music fills your mind. Then the visions come, fragmented and hazy at first, then eventually coalescence to reveal single face. It is a woman of stunning heavenly beauty, and her delicate features instantly tell you who she is. The family resemblance to Darren is obvious. My dear guests, the Lady of Heaven's Edge welcomes you all here today. I hope this day is as bright as for you as it is for me. Because of this day, my only precious, sometimes arrogant, but utterly beloved child was born. Okay, so it's his birthday. Oh, here's Nestrin. A child is usually a reflection of their parents and caretakers, Countess. Will you allow the humble tutor of this young man to address the guests with the man of the hour as well? A new face appears. It is a handsome old man with a strong, dignified posture and a voice that emanates power. We have just one day without your sermons. It's my birthday after all. 10 years ago, the young Terran had an utterly angelic appearance. His table manners and expression lacked the dignity of a true angel, however. Let's see. Aaron Day. Countess. Salen. Day. Oh, they call him Day. I'm sure the revered Nestrin only wanted to hug you and offer you his best wishes on your birthday. Wait, what? What's that noise? What the hell's going on? Lilidu. Who's Lilidu? A shrill laughter. Oh man, that's definitely a demon. Rings in the ears of and reverberates into the base of your skull. In the vision, a Lilitu appears before the guests of the estate and gives them an exaggerated, scornful bow. The sorceress of evil has come to your celebration, mortals. Did you prepare a treat for me? What do you want, spawn of the abyss? I've already done everything I wanted to. Hey, you, daubering cleric. Look around. Don't you notice anything odd? The plague is in your wine, in your food, in the air around you, in your blood. Soon you will all die. Pray to your pathetic goddess and call upon your healing powers all you want, but they're not going to help you. Nothing will help you. I will give you a chance to see it for yourselves, and when I return, the grave realization will have already sunk its teeth into your throats. Oh, how I love watching mortals in their final desperate hours. Oh, so they're slowly killing them. The drinks that they've had, it was poison, the corruption. Finishes his speech with an air kiss to Darren, making him freeze in horror, and disappears. Looked at Darren, huh? Okay. He shakes his head and slowly exhales, rubbing his temples. The first appearance of the disease in the Lilitu, one of the many sisters of the accursed Minago. I bet she is part of Minago's little army. So far, everything I've seen matches the official version. It's like, who were the people in the vision? Cordes Salen was Darren's mother, of course. The old man and the esteemed is the esteemed cleric Nestrin, our count's guardian and tutor. He was well known in unfaltering faith and iron will. I didn't recognize the others, but Darren told me that the first victims of the disease were his second cousin and the cousin's wife, hailing from an eastern border. Surely the cleric could have done something. I can't say for certain, but I believe there was nothing he could have done. Magical diseases are already difficult enough to cure, and this plague struck very fast indeed. Now we must find out what happened next. What now? I can sense the aftershocks of a very strong outburst of emotions and memories somewhere in the west wing of the house. Something must have happened in one of the rooms, so please check if anyone is there and distract them if need be. In the west end, right? Lure Darren out of the room. Okay, everybody's just partying inside. Both this place and its owner make me think how deceptive appearances could be, but I cannot deny that the wine here is very good. Okay, the west end. Probably in his room, maybe? Your report is on the table. Um... I'm absolutely confident that you won't be able to persuade Sela to dance with you. Oh. Oh, a nude portrait? Oh, there's so many good ones. The Camilla one is easy. Sela dancing with her? Kinda hard. Cecile drawing a naked portrait? Oh, yeah. Naked portrait, that is. That sounds like a fine idea. Our cleric will surely turn down a direct request, but if I tell him that we can sell the portrait at a charity auction, why have I never been before thought of selling my nude portraits at a charity auction? It will cause a huge scandal, but it will also be for a good cause. This will give those god botherers something to complain about. You've given me a brilliant idea. Good. All right. Felt kind of bad making him work on that. Okay. I say that you were able to do as I asked. Prepare yourself. The visions might be rather difficult to watch. Oh boy. Let's see. Young Darren stands motionless by the Countess's bed. His face is pale with fear, and for good reason. His mother's heavenly beauty is gone. Her smile, once beamed with vitality and happiness, looks more like a grimace of corpse. Only her golden hair still glows, a sad reminder of the healthy young woman she just was a few hours ago. Mother, can you hear me, Mother? Day, my boy, how did you get here? The Countess' voice is fading. Don't come any closer. The disease. Mother, listen. The revered Nestrin has sealed the gates. He says that he won't let anyone leave this estate. If the plague reaches the larger settlements, nobody will be able to stop it. He claims this is why the demons attacked us in the first place. They knew that we would call upon the strongest clerics to heal us, and these clerics would catch the disease and die as well. The fat baron and his family tried to escape, but 3 armed paladins barred their way and said they would not let them go. Mother, we need help. Canabrace is full of clerics, wizards, and demons. Know who else? They might know how to stop it. We need to get there as soon as possible. He really loves his mother, I see that. You must obey the revered Nestrin. We are the lords of Mendev, and we must protect our people. If it reaches Canabreus, thousands of innocent people will die. So she cares about the people. She's not like Darren. I don't care about any innocents. Darren's voice rises to shout, "You're ill, Mother. You're dying. You must tell them to open the gates and take you to Canabreus. They won't listen to me, but you are the lady of the state. They can't refuse you." I can't. I must. Please leave, my dearest. Don't lose hope. You can still. A convulsion overtakes the Countess's body. Her last words are swallowed by a long, guttered groan. And that's where she died. Rarely rubs his temples, but his face is unreadable. Now I have an answer to one of my many questions. Nobody went to Canabreus in search of help, because the revered Nestrin didn't let them. He valued the safety of the city more than the lives of his flock at the estate. What a difficult choice it must have been. All lives are equally valuable. How could he refuse to save them just because he thought some other people might suffer? The magnitude of potential disaster made him so, or perhaps it was a matter of his dignity. No one wants to be responsible for wiping out an entire city. Probably not. I have never been in the revered Nestrin's position, but I know the price of difficult decisions, especially those that you have to make quickly. I have no right to judge him, but we must continue our investigation. The next site I'd like to examine is the Great Hall. That is where we found the remains of Nestrin and the demons. I assume that he killed them in a confrontation, but we must make sure of that. Please help me clear the area so that I can study it. Occupy Darren's attention in the hall. Okay. Oh boy, this is gonna be difficult. Stop trying to talk me into this. You have neither the heart nor conscience, Darren. Even the noble idea of charity becomes a farce when you touch it. I don't think these so-called innocents will suffer from knowing that their money and medicine came from my sinful silhouette. Okay, guess that didn't work. Hello there, Mr. Hardcore Mode. The Rotter socio refused to sketch me in the nude of charity, but it didn't upset me too much. The faces he made while I was explaining the idea to him were well worth it. He looked very much like a pious matron being confronted with a talking male organ, one that was 2 foot long and being held aloft by a pair of golden angel wings. How are you enjoying the party? He's like, are you having a good time? He's like, yeah, I'm having the time of life. He's like, at least someone here is having fun. Fine, let's change the subject. I thought of the unique ambience of Heaven's Edge and the fact that we're on the very border of the world wound. He's like, would make the celebration special. I thought the past would resurface and make itself known. Well, it seems even ghosts don't wish to attend my parties anymore. What can we do to liven up the evening? Let's see. Let's see. I don't know what to choose. The more I observe you, the clearer it becomes that you're hiding something or trying to run away from something. Oh, now I can't decide if you're talking like an inquisitor or a self-proclaimed confessor. I hate both equally. Very thought of having such conversations makes my head hurt. I need some fresh air. I guess anything could have worked, I guess. Here we go again, Commander. He's grim, but focused. So let us take another glimpse into the past. This one's gonna be ugly. A ripple of laughter flows through the hall. It begins as a sweet, charming chuckle, but then turns into a raspy cackle that makes Darren huddle even deeper into his corner. Why are you running from me, my sweet prince? Come on, let me touch you. I'll give you... It's like... Let me touch you. I'll give you... It's like the booming voice of the old man dressed in Aeomedian robes shakes the walls of the hall. Get away from him, demon! Let the boy go by the blade of the inheritor. You touch him only over my dead body. You are pathetic, old cleric. Are you the guardian of his charming little prince? Well, you guarded him in vain. The disease is already circulating in his body, and soon he will rot before your very eyes. You won't be able to help him, and I can at least make sure his death is beautiful, clean, and sweet. The demoness turns her eyeless face to Darren and licks her lips. So Darren is even diseased too. Coarse laugh escapes the young man's throat. We'll see about that. Oh, Darren's being being a little bit scary there. Cycler turns towards you in astonishment. Droplets of sweat glisten to his temples. Something is wrong, Commander. My spells are not working as expected. It's as if some kind of supernatural explosion occurred here 10 years ago. Blending everything together, the magical auras, the emotions, the memories. I will try again to read it. Could it be dangerous? I cannot say for certain, but it is unlikely. The past is in the past, and no one can travel through time except for some unique, powerful entities like Aeons, or perhaps the eldest of the First World. Even though the past of this place is horrible, it possesses no threat to us in the present. Please continue then. Just give me a moment to focus. I will try to channel my visions and feelings to you as accurately as possible. Well, here we go. Darren, my boy, what is wrong? Leotar's muscular shoulders suddenly began the shade. The vision he is channeling does not change, but you feel something enormous and chilling silently infiltrate the reality around you. The presence of this nameless being becomes almost palpable. Oh, no. Some alien entity is talking to him. Hurry, old cleric, stop him right now. Do you really want to see what happens when... Wait, is this... Hold up. Save me, can you save me? The presence thickens into something more tangible. The entity is silent, but you feel your blood pulsing in your temples, and each beat brings a new image, or rather a new notion. Help brings a feeling of relief and safety. Exchange makes the pulse stronger, more demanding. Gate and secret come immediately after. The images become heavier, almost visible. Secret. Keep the secret, otherwise death. Death. The gruesome images whirl through your mind, filling it with pain and fear, and then all it starts again. Help, exchange, secret, and then death. Nestrin stretches out his shaking hand, suddenly looking like a doddering old man instead of a mighty cleric. Darren, wait. The thing you're about to let loose is even worse than these demons. Darren's body is quivering like a taut bowstring. His eyes dart from the cleric to the demons, who is frantically casting protective spells. Demons, saints, I'm so fed up with all of you. Burn, jeez. Oh shit. Shit. Did he just call a lich? Everything turned green. What did he... I knew it. I knew it. I was thinking to myself like, Darren, please tell me you weren't the cause of all this. Darren, please tell me you weren't the cause of this. And here we are. He opens his eyes with a groan, then gets back on his feet. His legs are wobbly, his eyes is cut, but he seems not to notice. Sincere, was no disaster. What a disaster. Everything is far worse than I imagined. Do you understand now what happened 10 years ago? The Inquisitor slowly exhales through clenching teeth and says it in a low voice, still massaging his temples. Yes and no. Damn it, my thoughts are astray. I will try to explain everything to you in full detail. Many living things are capable of performing the most extraordinary feats, good or bad, when a deadly threat looms over them. 10 years ago, the young Count found himself cornered in every sense of the word, and he allowed some alien entity to intercede for him. It frightens me when that all I that all my experience as an Inquisitor is completely useless in this case. It does not resemble anything I've ever heard or read about. This entity, I think I will call it the Other, possesses uncanny power. It was capable of instantly killing 3 greater demons, a mighty cleric, and a host of other mortals. You saw everything yourself. What's even worse is that the entity, this Other, it is still here. He takes a long pause. His gaze is drawn to the chamber where all the guests are laughing and dancing. Damon's eloquent voice rises above the music for a moment. He's asking someone to bring more wine and add more logs to the fire. I don't know what exactly this creature is, but I know what it did to the Count. It turned him into a living gateway. The Other is not inside the Count's body. It is not directly controlling his mind. That's why there is no obvious signs of possession, but it is looking through his eyes. It treats him like a window into our world, and it can instantly step through it to wreak whatever havoc it desires. Are you alright? The strain, the emotions, they overwhelmed me and made me faint like an agitated youngster. It is nothing, really. Does Darren know anything about this? I don't think he does. Yes, of course he does. Did you hear that the Other tried to convey to us? Help in exchange for a secret? Death? Death to those who know the truth? It wants to have an opportunity to use the Count as a gateway without anyone knowing. This is what made Darren deny that he remembered anything about the conclusion of the events of Heaven's Edge. Jeez. Did you hear what the Other tried to convey to us? Help in exchange for a secret. Death to those who know the truth. He needed help. What might the Other want? This isn't the strangest thing about it all. It came to this world 10 years ago, and it's still here, right? All this time it has been watching us through the eyes of the Count. Had it, for instance, wanted to kill Her Majesty the Queen, it would have had plenty of opportunities to do so. The Count can even can get close to practically every influential figure in Mendev, but the Other refuses to act, or its interests lie elsewhere. Did the Other kill everyone then? The disease was not to blame. Not everyone, just Nestrin, his paladins, and a few remains guests. Damn it, I know that it was the work of the mysterious omnipotent entity, but it still stings. I was here 10 years ago, and I didn't check everything personally, and those who did fail to sense that something was wrong. Could the Other be the reason why my companions keep finding several heads among their belongings? It seems very likely. I am almost certain you are right. People tend to lose their heads when they get too close to the Count Arende. Anyway, it's like, I do apologize, that was inappropriate. Perhaps your gruesome findings are the heads of some cultists who tried to kidnap the Count during the Calabrese slaughter, or perhaps they were provoked. The Other in some other way. We have to do something. Yes, now I understand Father Nestrin's perfectly. I must make a crucial decision despite dearth of information. Commander, first and foremost, I must apologize to you. Second, I must ask you to keep this secret. What are you sorry for? I apologize for dragging you into this mess. You see, the Other, in an entity of immense power, stated very clearly that it would kill anyone who would find out the truth. Anyone who knows that the Count is actually its living gateway. I suppose this secret is currently known to 3 people in Galorian. You, me, and Darren. And that means... Gives you a crooked smile and shrugs. Why should I keep it a secret? As soon as the Count finds out that we know his secret, the other will understand it as well. We do not know what it is and what exactly is the scope of his powers, but we do know that it would dispose anyone who might reveal its existence. I've made a decision. I will not tell anyone about the discovery we've just made. Not even the Queen or my superiors. Instead, I will immediately go to Nerosin and sift through all of the archives of the Inquisition in order to find out what exactly we are dealing with and how it can possibly be defeated. I may also make some cautious inquiries in other places, including Absalom. Still, I will not reveal the truth until I have found at least some reliable information. I am asking you to do the same. Specifically, do not say a single word about our investigation to the Count himself. So you want me to lead the crusade? It's like, while carrying a bomb that may explode at any moment? I'm afraid that won't be able to hide from the for the consciousness when the bomb does explode. It is up to you to decide, though. Oh. What are we going to do with Daron himself? At the very least, he is guilty of letting the other enter our world. Right now, I am not a lot more concerned about the other, but when we find a way to get rid of the entity, the Count will have to stand trial. Every detail is important. Every testimony needs solid proof. That is the difference between righteous justice and blind vengeance. Fine, I will keep the secret. Let's out a sigh of relief. You've made the right choice. I recommend that you go back to the guests and spend the rest of your evening as you please. Anything else might raise suspicions. I might leave immediately in search of the knowledge we will all need so desperately. Farewell, Commander. May the light of Iomade guide your path, and Hawkblade will try to keep your path to triumph clear of any unwanted guests. Jeez, man. Jeez.
I lead. You follow.
He was afraid to come here. Okay. I think I could leave now. Jeez, man. It's crazy. All that is booze. All of it is booze. Wait, no, wait. I don't think all of it is booze. Yeah, that's booze. What about this room over here? Jeez, man. Jeez. What about this? Squashes Count Daron. Activities submitted from the approval. At the 5th Crusade. That was the note I told him to make or do. Where is Camilla at? Camilla is such. She's such, like, a little, like, she'll go to a party but stand in the corner, all the way in the corner. I'm like, she's sort of goth. She's sort of goth. Man, Daron has a whole interesting mission. Jeez, man. Oh my gosh. And you know what? We'll leave it there. Thanks so much for joining, guys. That has been crazy. That... I knew Dayron was responsible for something. Something wasn't right. But it seems like... It seems like he's not responsible and is, at the same time, kind of responsible. The ball is in his court, kind of, right now. It looked like it's a Lich King of some sort, or something. Because green demons just came out of, or a ghost or something like that, just came out of freaking nowhere. It could be. I could be wrong. But anyway, guys, I hope to see you in the next video. You take care.